Kenji. Welcome back to Kenji's Cocktail Kitchen. This video, I'm going to do like a mini masterclass aimed primarily at bartenders. It's part of a topic that I've been talking about for a while now that I love. It's all about sensory elements and how it affects our perception of taste, looking at the difference between taste and flavour. So I'm just going to focus on one of the senses, which is texture. So I'm going to talk about texture and how important it is. You go into a bar, obviously the thickness of the carpet or the wood or if there's sawdust on the floor, the texture as you're walking in will give you an idea, an atmosphere, impression. Your seats, whether they're comfy or bar stools. So you've gone in, you sat down, the table, the bar, rock, whatever it's made from, on there. You look at a menu, so I've got some cool menus, some dead rabbit, obviously we know the Calais, but the texture and the thickness of the drinks. Actually one of my favorites, thinking about graffiti as menu choices. And then you get to the glassware, and will a drink taste different if it's served in a different vessel? Obviously taste are the key base senses, so yes, technically it will taste the difference, but the flavour, depending where you are, who you're with, time of day, the lighting, the sound, all very important. If you drank a champagne from a teacup, it's still champagne, but it tastes very different. So it's a Japanese maki, happiness cup for sake, obviously wooden. You get the texture, you get the weight, so on your fingers where you feel it first, and then your lips, very sensory on texture, and tongue, the liquid itself. Metal, colder, it's going to be sharper. Wood, does it give you more impression of wood if you drank whiskey from a wood? Yes, it would. See what I did there? Porcelain, everything. Actually, this is a glass I designed with Libby Glassology, where the idea was two different textures. So the hand, this part would be glass and textured. This part will be metal. It's like a Moscow Mule and a thick rocks glass merged together, and then you could choose whether you drank from the metal side, once again on the lips, and the elements on there. So I'm going to make a drink which is around the textured sour, as it were. So big ice cube, shaker, ice. So textured sour, I'm going to use Talisker. I'm going to use Paragon. I love Paragon, really do. Amazing cordials. I'll tell you more about it maybe on a different call, or if you're interested, if you know more about it, let's have a conversation. But very cool. I'm going to use the rhubarb. You get the gluconic acid on one side, the sugar magic. And also, so it's a sweet and sour with the pepper coming through. So I'm going to use that as my sour for both sweet and sour. I'm going to use some electric bitters, Marians, and Tony's. Obviously from the buzz button, so it gives you a bit more texture. A few drops of the bitters. Get some foam without the egg, so you get the texture. It's very strange bartending sitting down. That's how my kitchen is set up. So something I miss about sitting at a bar, watching amazing bartenders make their drinks. So textured sour. Thinking about how the different elements of texture from your menu to the coaster to the glass to where your lip touches and the thickness of the liquid itself. Cheers to the textured sour. Great. I'm going to make another drink that I used to run world-class seminars talking about how you weave stories into your cocktail through the drink, and I called it the taste of space because I read one day in the newspaper what space tastes like. So if you've got a minute, Google what does space taste like and what does space smell like. And you're like, well, how is it going to have taste? What does the mean? I'll let you research it. Seriously, Google what does space taste like and what does space smell like. So for this one, it will become apparent. I've got this really nice martini glass that comes through, thinking about the texture and the weight. So I'm going to use Zacapa. As I said, I was consulting to reserve. Oh, good. So, and their motto was above the clouds. So, taste of space above the clouds. Yeah, you get it. White chocolate. Thinking space, dark, deep, rich. Chocolate kind of seems to make sense. Milky Way. It's kind of on there. Good flavors of the chocolate. Some milk, as I said, Milky Way, creamy. Raspberries. Hopefully you've looked up what tastes like, space tastes like. And some chilli, because space has got a bite. So once again, looking at the texture of the different elements in there. I haven't made proper drinks for a while. It's nice to make some flavors. So I had Zacapa, I had MONIN's white chocolate syrup, which was great for Easter as well. Then got the raspberries, got the chilli. I'm not going to double strain it, I want those bits. Whoop. So trying to weave a story into each of the ingredients in a drink, is kind of how I came up with this. And the idea was that you'd have to drink it, have to be wearing mimicking a space glove, if you get a glove, and thinking once again the texture of the drinker, their hands in a glove, obviously that's what they're touching, but it's going to be very contrasting to what's on the lips because you've got this heavy, so the idea was that it's a blast off, you see, above the clouds with a little spaceman, so the taste of space. You get the chili bite, you get the richness of the chocolate, the darkness of the Zacapa, and the creaminess from the milk. You think, okay, actually impossible to taste space, but getting raspberries, getting the chocolate, the chili, and it smells, for those who can't do the research or don't want to do the research, it smells of rum, which is why I used rum in there. So, 2 drinks, thinking about texture and how it works in. I first came interested in texture with Heston Blumenthal, got inspired by his sound of the sea, where you listen to it and adds saltiness to there. And quite a few years ago, one of the very first London's bar show, I watched Spike, I think it was Dave Arnold, talking about how sound and texture and light especially affect whether you're drinking the same cocktail in a nice swanky cocktail bar in a really expensive glass, or versus sitting in a disco in a plastic cup with loud music. Will the same drink served simultaneously taste different? And all the sensory elements really give a difference to the taste. So that was texture in a nutshell. This is Kenji coming to you, as I said, from my good friends at MONIN. Stay safe. Cheers.